Hi, this is Dr. Janne Ohtonen from Openet. We do software for telecommunication companies and service providers. Welcome to this presentation about customer experience management in telecommunications. So what I will go through briefly is why customer experience is really important and what you can do to take practical steps in improving the customer experiences for your business. So I thought that what would be a topic that I don't know much about and combine that topic with something I know a lot about, which is customer experiences. Shoes are something that I really don't know much about. I have two pairs of shoes, black ones and brown ones, and I just use them whenever convenient. So what does that have to do with customer experiences? Well, when you go to a shoe shop and all that, so you have the shelves with different sizes, and you need to go and find first the size that fits you. But it doesn't mean that the shoe is actually going to fit you, does it? Even though it's the same size, because they're different sizes. And that made me think that why do telecom companies treat us as customers like we're all one size? So I thought that let's do a quick poll, probably a little bit silly one. But who thinks that in general one size fits everyone? Is there anyone here? There's typically always one. No? But because you took care of that, didn't you? You mentioned already, Dan, that one size doesn't fit. So I'm going to have to ask my money back for that option. So let's go for option B. So option B is that one size doesn't fit anyone. Yeah? Anyone agree? Hands up? No? Okay, so I suppose the third option, which everybody is going to take, is that it does fit someone. Cool, okay. Now the hands are going up. I was getting worried about the coffee bit here, that we're going to have to start the supply a bit earlier. Cool, so we assume that one size fits someone. So as you were already referring in your presentations into numbers, and your customer base is smaller than some of the telcos who have millions of customers, and it's a game of scales and numbers. So I thought, well, let's have a little bit of game here and play with telecom services in this context of what one size. So this is actually a screenshot from my current mobile operator's website, and these are some of the service bundles that they are offering. So how I see is that this is a one option, or it's just a one version of the one size fits all, because maybe you have some baby shoes that you can choose, or the running shoes, but at the end of the day, there's not that many choices. So me as a customer, I go to any, and pretty much any UK mobile operator's website, I see the same thing. Yeah, you've all seen this stuff. It just maybe has a little bit different pound numbers, maybe a little bit different megabytes, but even those differences are quite insignificant. So the challenge with this is that I need to choose from this one, but I can't really choose any one of them. I travel a lot, I talk in conferences around the world, and I do a lot of roaming, so I need roaming data. But then at the same time, if I take the roaming data option, I get 2 gigabytes of national data. And if I use Netflix and Spotify every day, when I'm on the go, it's going to run out quite quickly, that 2 gigabytes. If you watch YouTube videos, that's a proper data eater. So yeah, you either run out of the national data or you run out of your roaming data. So I can't have that option from here. At the same time, I'm given unlimited minutes or 500 minutes of call. Well, who calls nowadays anyway? That's what you have Snapchat for, with your missus, and then you have WhatsApp for everyone else. So I literally call less than 60 minutes a month with the actual call function of the phone. So there's no value for me here. But as an operator, they assume that one size fits all, or some versions of the one size fits all. Okay, so we can say one size fits no one, or it fits someone. There is a number of people that fit into these buckets, but there's a big number of people who do not fit into these buckets. Let's do a test on that. Put your hand up if you have in your current mobile plan something that you're not using, or it's missing something that you would like to have more in it. Pretty much almost all the hands. There's few people who are already fallen asleep, so I excuse you. But everybody has something you don't need, or it's missing something that you need. So there you go. From a room full of people, we have only few people who think that the plan is correct for them. I think there's a huge learning there. So there's a solution to it. We have operators who thought, okay, you know, let's get rid of all those bundles and let's give them all. So of course you pay for it, and that's fair enough. But then you get it all. You have one price, everything is all unlimited, and that's for everyone. So can we now say that one size actually can fit for everyone? Because, you know, is there anyone here, put your hand up if you think this plan wouldn't fit your needs? Of course it would.
Might be too expensive.
Well, yeah, there you go. So we talk about price soon, don't worry. But assuming that you are fine with the price from the feature perspective, from the bundle perspective, then, you know, it must fit. You will have a lot of stuff you to use because it's unlimited, but still it's going to fit. So maybe we can say one size fits all. Okay. The problem is that it fits so well everyone, including your competition, that you're actually going to start taking value out from the industry, because what do you have left after you give everyone everything with one price? What is the thing that you need to compete with? You already actually said it, isn't it? It's the price. So you have a price war at your hands for the simple reason that that's the only thing you can compete with, because everything else is included. And the thing in the price war is that whoever throws the first pie at the competition, how many are they going to get back? Loads. Yeah? So there you go. So we're there. So what should we do? You know, should we just sit and wait? But the problem in this is that for every homer sitting and waiting, there's 10 sharks around them ready to bite. So we need to figure out where's the differentiation beyond the features and the price of telecom plans. And I claim that that's customer experience, because that's a really difficult thing to copy. And it is something that makes people really, really feel something. So it's going back to what Dan was referring to, Luke, earlier. So how do you choose your shoes? How do you actually go through that? And I think you already done this in your presentation, Luke. So I'll just go through quickly. So our heart says, let's buy it. You know, if you feel passionate about it. Oh, I like those red shoes, which I would never buy because they're not black or brown. But I like them, so maybe I buy them. And then, you know, I check the size, I check the features, I check the price and all that stuff. So the logic is telling us that is it a sensible thing to do? But at the same time, the heart is telling us, is it relevant for us? Is it right for me? Is it a brand that I like? Some people who like Nike, they wouldn't buy Adidas or whatever, you know. So is it a brand that I like? And then what's the customer experience that it is delivered with? And I believe that behind the MooCom's success, there's a lot of that they can give such a nice experience that you come back just for the experience. I would never go back to a mobile operator because of the experience. It's pretty much the opposite, isn't it? So they can't make me feel something warm and fuzzy. And it's very, very important, because that's where the stickiness comes from. We as a people need to feel good things. If we feel bad things, then you associate that with that, whatever it is, and then you stay away from it. So that's why we need the both. And I love the title of this conference, you know, Intelligent Customer Engagement. So I believe that intelligent is here, yeah, but the true intelligence is the combination of these two, that you can touch the people both in the heart and in the head. And then when that is in a nice, perfect balance, then you are intelligently engaging with the customers. And I think telco companies are doing a lot of this. They have, you know, amazing algorithms and stuff on that side, but then not much there. Or who can say that you actually feel something beyond rage and anger to your service provider? Anyone? Would anyone say that you love and rave about your operator? No one.
Not from the experience with the tools you're using, but more from the perks that they'll try to give you on the side.
Yeah, like Spotify and Netflix.
Yeah, or free.
Yeah.
Jump the queue.
Yeah, exactly, that kind of stuff. So that makes you feel something. That's a good thing.
People did. In years gone by, people
Yeah.
did love telecom brands.
Yeah. They were, I had a really interesting webinar yesterday with some of the customer experience gurus in the world. And he said actually in that webinar that about 15 years ago, telecom services were actually the cutting edge leaders in the customer experiences. But then something happened and they literally got lost in that hunt for profit and revenue and number of customers, that they actually forgot about this side and they went too far into this side. So I think what we need to do, I mean, looking at the UK CSI and the results Mark showed today and all that, we just need to help operators and service providers to balance it out with the emotions. I'm not saying that go too far here because that's not really a sustainable business, but you need to find that balance between the two. So why would you do that? There's loads and loads of research and data that shows that it's economically, financially right thing to do. I'm not going to go into details of these, but each one of these charts show a robust research globally around the world that if you do your customer experience well, your revenues will go up, and the profit will depend on how you can manage your cost base. So there you go. It's actually financially profitable to focus on the customer experiences. So as a summary, if you can find the right shoe into the right fit, it's going to drive your revenue and hopefully drive your profitability too. How do you make this happen in telecom world? This is going to get complicated. So you need, first of all, customer experience management. So that is speaking into what Luca and Dan were already referring to, that you understand the customer journeys, you understand the customer strategy, and you need to do it both from the business and from the customer perspective. So you need to have a vision for your customer, and you need to have vision for your business, and then you need to understand the digital service. Don't use the word design. Was it Luke who said? But still there, I call them processes, because at the end of the day, customer is going through a process, and you're going through a process. Where the mismatch is that they're not aligned. They're two different processes. We need to bring them together and align them so that we see how they work together. And then we need something that actually makes us able to do that real time and using a lot of data, because I think where the telecom industry is really missing a trick is fully utilizing the data they have about people and what they're doing. So that's where it gets really complicated. There's all kinds of technology stuff, and that's what we have the experts for. But the point, what you need to figure out here is that first of all, it needs to be real time, because there's no point going back to customer next week. And the second of all, it has to work together with your existing and legacy systems. Whatever you have there today, it has to be able to work together with that, plus with whatever systems you're going to get in the future. If you can deal with that, for example, using very intelligent integration gateways and platforms and stuff, that means that you can then change the use cases very quickly and very easily, depending on what's happening in the market and what you want to do for your customers, without going always, through that very extensive rehaul of your technology. You can't have projects or customer experience initiatives where it takes 18 to 36 months to get something out from the door. That has to be a number of days. It's fine if you do it in 18 to 36 days, but in months, it's too late, isn't it? And if Move.com would change something 1.5 years from today, you would be out of business. So, but that's what happens in telecoms, doesn't it? If you want to change anything, we're always talking about minimum 12 months or 2 years or something like that. So you need a tech that takes care of that layer and leaves that legacy behind. There's also analytics, and I think you covered all these, so I'm going to skip them so that we get to the coffee bit. So I think it leads to this question of that what is actually your capability to match the right shoes into the right customer? And if we go back to that bundle plan example, for example, so what would be a solution where we don't have to say that one size fits all, because that means that you still have the bundles and clearly they don't fit. Okay, and then we don't want to say that it fits no one, so basically you give one price and one plan for everyone and they get everything in it. So what would be something that is personal for the customer and works financially for the industry and for the business? Any ideas? It's not a new idea. I'm just saying that it's an old idea which I don't understand why service providers are not fulfilling or doing. Can anyone guess? Or what's the use case?
Selecting different options for the different parts of the service.
You just build your own plan. You just put whatever number of voice or SMS or data or additional services, or if you want to be part of the loyalty program, tick that box. Maybe it comes with a price, maybe not, depending on your business plan. But anyway, you let the customers to choose the right things for them, and then what you do is you build the models at the background using that real-time data and the other things you have to figure out that it's going to work financially. It's all doable. You can literally go back to this tech and make it happen. So why is it not happening? It's because there's not enough will to do it. But if you do that for the customers, people will be talking about you as an operator, because you simply let them build their own thing, and people don't mind paying for stuff. but they do mind paying for stuff that doesn't have value for them. So what you need to do is make it very clear the link between the value and then what they're paying for. So here's just one case example. What we have done in Openet, and this is literally just one use case. It's not build your own plan use case, it's another one. It's the real-time offer manager. It's been on the news quite much in the past couple of weeks. In UK, Vodafone did something like this, and there's plenty of operators going for something like this. Why I chose this as an example is that this is actually a quite simple use case as such. So it's literally utilizing the data and the real-time opportunities the operator has and pulling it together for something that is valuable for the customer. And if you do this, I'll let you Google which operator it is because I can't tell you. This is skipping a very weird things. But so when this system was put into place, and it didn't take years, it took a few months, the initial offer uptake went up about 10%, and then after they did a little bit more tweaking, it went about 28% in the first few months. And then now it's been up and running. It generates 5% annual revenue in year one in the 4th biggest mobile operator in the world. And this is just one example of things you can do with real-time technology, combined with data, combined with intelligent customer engagement. So there's definitely money in it, plus the customer is winning here because they get much more personal service. It's all personalized automatically for them in the background system. So thank you from my side. We have a webinar coming up where we go into details of this. It's about 55 minutes long, so there's a little bit more time to dig into this. So you can sign up for the free webinar. And also, if you want to learn more about the customer experience management side of things, I have a new book that came out in the end of January, the 5-Star Customer Experience. It gives you literally practical approach how to do this. It's not a theoretical book. It's what I've used in Apple, in BT, and many other companies to do a little bit of customer experiences and journey mapping. So thank you.